guys, Teab02 here, back with another Dalek mod update video. This is update 63, and this is a small yet pretty exciting update, I think. So today I'm basically just going to run through the changelog and show you basically everything. So we should start by going to some planets, so I will get a TARDIS. Probably any TARDIS, I don't know that it matters. So yeah, the new things on Gallifrey are actually right here in front of us. Is a brand new biome. This is, I believe, called the Drylands biome. We have Gallifrey sand and these new. Oh, apparently this is what it's called. Weenstrike. Anyway, it's a cactus type thing, and I believe when broken it'll give you Thana plants, which I don't think happens in creative, but that's okay. And then over here we have like little kind of villager house type things, and these are just kind of like wilderness structures, which I think makes sense because there are more Time Lords than just the ones that live in the capital. Well, I guess they're not Time Lords necessarily, they're just regular Gallifreyans, but you can see we just have different kind of houses scattered around in the Drylands, which is probably, well, yeah. We got some loot in here, and I don't know if I'd call it loot, but we have some neat stuff like we've got Gallifrey bricks that these are made of. There's a couple of variants of these. I don't know if that's new necessarily though, but we do have this, which is coral sandstone, which, yeah, apparently TARDIS coral from like Tennant's TARDIS actually spawns, and here is some right here. Coral stone just spawns in these little structures, and it's really cool because basically I think you can use that in a few new recipes. There's actually a ton of recipes, I believe, added this update for different TARDIS roundel blocks. And speaking of roundel blocks, there was also Gallifrey brick roundels added, as well as I think chiseled stone bricks and I think maybe like sandstone bricks. Is sandstone bricks even a thing, or am I just making that up? If we look at these spaceships that spawn in this biome, speaking of which, this appears to be a brand new one. I have not seen this before. So that is really cool. I didn't realize that, but apparently these things actually have mob spawners in them now. So I don't know if we're going to be able to see that. Is this it under here? No. Maybe this one doesn't have a mob spawner, but some of them do. I know that. I'll bet this one does. This is one of the cooler ones. Here we go. So there's a mob spawner spawning these guys. What are these called? The Crotons, I think. But that's really cool. Little mob spawners to make them more like actual dungeons and just make them more of a challenge. And besides, the mobs don't always usually spawn in these, which is kind of a bug. The spawn code in general in the Dalek mod's a bit buggy, so they added a lot of these dungeons just to ensure that you'll at least encounter the mobs sometimes. So this is a new, like a pyramid, and it's a little bit hidden, but looks nice, made of these Vortis bricks. And we can head inside here, and it's actually a Zarbi dungeon, which is very cool. It's got some loot in these corners. We got diamonds, Vortis brick roundels, which are new, various stuff. I don't know if there's loot in all the corners, but in at least two of them, I think. Yeah, it looks like it. Zarbi spawner, and in the center here we can actually see a new block, which is basically just a new model for the Coral Time Rotor. I think a lot of the Time Rotors had new models just to make them more Minecrafty. So on the planet Varos, you can now find Slitheen and Mechanoids spawning in their jungles. The Slitheen one's a bit random, but the Mechanoid one is actually a reference to the fact that they lived on a jungle planet in the show. It wasn't necessarily Varos, but still cool. Interesting place for them to spawn. And one cool thing is this feature, the Mechanoids in particular spawning in this jungle, was actually an idea made by myself. Yeah, I commented on the SWDTeam's channel saying it would be an interesting place for the Mechanoids to spawn, and Matt, also known as Didgeridooman, agreed with me, and so I believe that I am the inspiration for this feature. That is really awesome to see my influence in the Dalek mod. That is very cool. On the topic of the jungles of Varos, the wood in these biomes is now no longer jungle wood, it's actually newberry wood, which is actually basically the wood I believe that the secondary control room is made of, so that'll allow you to craft some of those blocks, which is really interesting. So on the moon, moon rocks, or as they're now known, I guess, Moonstone, actually has a purpose, and it is actually used in quite a few crafting recipes of some TARDIS blocks, I believe mostly related to the Toyota TARDIS. So the next feature is that on the planet Mars, you can actually find dungeons underground with Ice Warrior spawners. That's very cool. Let's see if there's any loot in here. Huh, I don't see any. Interesting. Any behind here? Ooh, yeah, that's cool. It's actually like hidden. Got some ice roundels, titanium, gunpowder. Enchanted book. Oh, that's cool. Neat stuff. So next up we go to the planet Scaro, where I believe there's been a few changes. There may have been some changes. In fact, yeah, there were definitely some changes to the spawning of Daleks, because they seem to be spawning a lot more and a lot more variety than they were. And I believe another change is that now the non-canon, like Dalek mod exclusive Daleks, like the pink fluffy Dalek, the chocolate Dalek, etc., will spawn a lot less than the actual canon Daleks that were seen in the show. And then another change made to this was the rarity of structures. I believe now the Dalek Cities can be found a lot more commonly, which is very cool because I had trouble finding any, so let's see if we can find one. I believe this is the biome where it's supposed to spawn. Ah, here we go. Fantastic. So yeah, we have just came across our first Dalek City, and it is very slow to load in. Oh no, we are experiencing some lag. That's okay. It'll all be worthwhile when we finally see this awesome city. Oh man, here it goes. It's coming together. I think it's complete. This looks amazing. So yeah, the Dalek cities now spawn a bit more commonly. Yeah, you can see Dalek hoverbouts spawn here. Stuff just spawns a little more than it used to, and I believe, yeah, there's Dalek spawners inside here with specific types, like, this appears to be an Emperor's Guard Dalek right here. So this is a new variant of Dalek spaceship that spawns, and I believe inside, yeah, it spawns 1970s Daleks from, I believe, Death to the Daleks. So that's very interesting. I believe these dispensers have some loot in them. Yeah, they have some cool roundels. I think these are new roundels. Well, no, maybe not. I think I've seen those before. Yeah, and I believe there's like one other new variant of spaceship, which I probably won't be able to find. Special Weapons Dalek statue from back in the very old days of the mod has actually returned, and that looks really cool. It used to be like a rare drop, I believe, from when you killed a Special Weapons Dalek. I wonder if that is still the case. They are very hard to kill without them blowing to bits, so... Oh, that is cool. They actually do drop them. Ha! That is awesome for nostalgic people like myself. So 3 little decorational statues have been added. We have this Cyberman statue, TARDIS, and Long with the Light pickaxe. I don't think these can be crafted, but they're just cool little decorations. So one thing that the mod had a couple updates ago that was removed because they felt it was a bit overpowered was the Untempered Schism could actually give you regenerations, and they've actually re-added this in survival mode. So I believe Daleks are now a lot stronger. So in a past update, they were actually nerfed to where they did less damage and fired the weapons a lot less often. But as you can see, they're firing very often now. Or at least a lot more often than they did. Oh my, oh my. Yeah, I'm gonna die. They have a lot more health, I believe, as well. Oh! See what I mean? Things are now a bit very cool, but very scary at the same time. And I believe the final thing is that the Dalek hoverbouts actually spawn in the overworld now, which is pretty cool, because, you know, like I said, I never saw those on Scaro anyway. So, that's pretty cool. So yeah, this has been my update review of update 63 of the Dalek mod. A small but very cool update, especially for survival mode players, and even some features for nostalgic players, and a feature made by myself. So yeah, best of luck to SWDTeam in dealing with the server fire. I hope that that all ends up well. Hope that nobody was hurt. I don't believe anyone was. But yeah, best of luck for the future. This is promising that even the small updates are actually really cool. But yeah, that's all. I've been Teab02. Be sure to subscribe, to follow my Instagram, Teab02YT, and to join my Discord. That is all. Goodbye.